Oi, Loda, listen up. This is your captain, and this is your ship. This is your moment. You might think that you're scared, but you're not. That isn't fear. That's your sharpness. That's your power. We are filtered. Nothing in the void is foreign to us. The place we go is the place we belong. This is no different. No one has more right to this, none more prepared. In Yaloda, go through the ring, call it their own, but a belter opened it. We are the belt. We are strong, we are sharp, and we don't feel fear. This moment belongs to us. For Beltalota! Beltalota!
Beltalota! Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Here Be Dragons. I am your host, Stephen Stark. Joining me, as always, are my co-hosts, John and Nessie. And kudos to John for such an impassioned delivery of that speech. And, of course, joining us, she wasn't able to make it last time. We were going to have her on for talking about Naomi Nagata, but maybe even better, we got her for this one instead. AK is here. How you doing?
Greetings and salutations, my lovelies. I am doing okay. You know, still on the mend from the surgery, but yeah, I'm here and I'm actually able to speak without the rasp that was very much hurting my speech last time. So yes,
right on. Hold on, are we live?
Yes, we are.
Yeah, I believe we are.
Something is wrong with my YouTube. I'm trying to follow along, and I'm not sure why. It looks like I'm not live, but I'll take your word for it. Hi, everyone. Technology is interesting sometimes. You know what I mean?
If I had gone through that speech and we weren't live, I'd be like, oh, damn.
I just had to jiggle the handle.
Okay.
That's all. I'm back in.
Turn it off. Turn it back on again.
Right.
Unplug it.
So forgive me for being a little bit off. I was checking the results of our contest. We do have a winner. We will announce that winner at the mid-roll. This person got almost every question right. So kudos to them. But yeah, we're here to talk about Drummer. She's one of those characters that, like, I think the first time I watched the series, I didn't notice her until later on. But on a second watch, knowing who she was, I'm like, even from the early on when she's just kind of almost a background character next to Fred Johnson, she's still exuding that that facade that she always has. So, AK, yeah. When I asked you to do this one, you said, that's fantastic. Drummer's my second favorite character. So I'm going to let you go first, but before that, just one quick question. Who's number one?
Oh, that would be Bobby.
Okay. Solid choice.
Bobby's Bay.
Solid choice.
But if Drummer asks for a night out, you know, I wouldn't say no. It's pretty much where we're at. I just really appreciate her character. And it's not even that she's a woman. It's just that her, well, let's see, as they say in Alice in Wonderland, her muchness just radiates off the screen. And like you, like the first time I was really going through the Expanse, I didn't notice her until later on in the system. And on the rewatch, I was like, well, how did I even miss the shine in the first place?
Right.
She's pretty stellar. You know, Naomi is another character that I really love, which is why I really wanted to be on that last stream. But Drummer has a lot of those same qualities. And people from the build, a lot of times they tend to have that just a little bit of shine that makes them stand out. And Drummer really is a classic case. I mean, she's super smart, and for as, you know, like slim as her body frame is, she's extra freaking tough. as well. And that is when you're on the belt and when you're second in command on the belt, you gotta have that, you know.
Yes.
I'm sorry. How far in did you want me to go?
No, I think that's good, but I totally agree with you. Toughness is required to live as a belter. Oh, so John, Nessie, either one of you want to chime in about your just top of your head thoughts about Drummer? Actually, you know what? Before we do that, let me just say, you all know a couple of weeks ago, the poor Death Star was attacked by rebels and suffered critical damage and is no longer usable. So it shall live here. But I got a replacement mug.
Yeah.
And if you notice, it matches my shirt.
Mm-hmm.
And when the rest of the delivery comes, I will actually have a mask that matches it as well. So
I recognize that work.
Oh yeah. So go get your Sanri swag because she just reopened her Threadless, or she just reopened her store on Threadless. And you used to get t-shirts and stickers, but now you've got coffee mugs. People are ordering duvets, shower curtains,
leggings.
Leggings. Yeah. So it's great stuff. Sanrixian.threadless.com. Go get your swag because it's fantastic stuff. But the coffee cup is very good quality coffee cup.
I'm getting ready tonight after the stream to grab both my wallet and a lighter and just go to town.
Right. Oh, thank you, Lee, for posting that link. Link's right there. Go do your shopping. They make great Christmas presents. Okay, so Nessie, John, you want to chime in a little bit about some love for Drummer, about your overall thoughts real quick?
Yeah, well, Drummer is kind of like one of those, she's a sleeper, like AK was saying. You don't really catch her. She's real low key when she's just coming into the story, when it's like a first time watch, viewing, read, what have you. And she just kind of floats in. She's there. She's behind the scenes. When she says something, she doesn't say a lot, but everything she says is very meaningful. It's like speaks very few, whatever. Anyway, there's a saying about that. I can't think of it, but say what you mean and mean what you say, and don't be too loquacious. Anyway, and I like the whole arc with that she has with the Nauvoo. Like from introduction to the last thing we see, that is her baby.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love this character because, and we talked about this somewhat when we did the Naomi stream as well. This is another character that's like the audience is way into really sympathizing and cheering with the Belters. There's a reason I wanted to deliver that speech off the top, because it's just like one of the most fist pumping moments of the show. And if I wasn't a fan of her character before that, which I was, but that definitely did it, where I'm like, oh my God, this woman is amazing. And just, she sneaks up on you because it's not evident early on that this is going to be like a major character. And she absolutely becomes that. And actually, I'm a little concerned because I have heard that her character in the show is an amalgamation of, of several different characters, which kind of bums me out because this is the character that I want to read in the books. But
don't let it bum you out. Just understand it's two different media,
It's two different universes, man.
Yeah, but it's great. Like I'm also there for her friendship with Naomi. Even to the point where, you get the hints that Drummer, has maybe some romantic interest in her that Naomi probably doesn't share back. But it's like, I'm like, oh, ditch the lame guy and with Drummer.
I don't know.
I've just recently found out there's a very decent following for that ship.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I'm here.
here's the thing: 6 months away is a long, long time. And if you've got somebody who's willing and you're even slightly into it, I mean, who's to say? She's a girl.
I mean, do we really need Holden in the picture? I'm just saying.
No,
I don't think we do.
no. But like, so there was the first scene that she's in the whole show. Somebody's mouthing off to Fred Johnson, and they go to leave, and she steps in their way, and I'm like, who the F is this? This 95-pound woman is going to get folded in half by this guy. But like your first watch, that's what I was thinking. Second watch through, I'm like, my man, do you realize you're staring death in the face right now?
Because you got off lucky.
Yeah.
That is a little tiny woman that even I wouldn't mess with.
Right.
I'm just Even with a weapon, I'm good. You say I gotta go where? All right, I'll meet you over there.
I mean, you just know you're looking at a survivor. No.
Right.
And she is going to do what needs to be done to get herself where she need to go.
I was watching some, short clips from previous seasons of the show, and you've got that scene where after like there's like that hostage situation and stuff, and after the other guys are all knocked out, she doesn't hesitate. She takes out that gun, she shoots all of them right there,
and then walks herself to the mid station,
and then goes to the mid station. Man,
yeah.
Like I mean, first of all,
her business.
She survived that scene dealing with that gunshot wound.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
That's heavy within itself. She weighs maybe 98 pounds soaking wet. And then, the moxie she has after the whole thing's over and everybody's getting back to normal. Bang, 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 bang.
And
all right, I can go heal myself now.
The seeds of who she will become, though, are there from that very beginning, because she does step right in front of that guy.
Yep.
And it's not just that she's capable of putting that guy down if it comes to it. Maybe not in fisticuffs, but she's probably packing, given that she is also chief of security for Tycho Station.
I'm quite sure. I'm quite sure she's got some hand-to-hand knowledge,
Mm.
She could put him down.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying she's a pushover, but like, she is driven to succeed at her job, and you don't rise to become the security chief of anything by being a pushover. So, like you say, the seeds of that were always there, and she's probably the most belter we get. That's not named Ashford, maybe.
Yeah, I think I could go for that. I mean, even in later seasons, when she's one that knows when to bend and when to break pretty solidly, but still at the heart of it all, she is all for the belt, and she will make that known and remind you in case you forget.
Yeah, she even is, and like I think this is one of the few flaws of her as a character, is that in being so pro belt, she can be a little bit anti-inner. She holds inners with contempt. Like when I'm just gonna jump around to a different point in the story. When Naomi wants to go planet side, Camina is just, I'm gonna call her Drummer. She doesn't like being called Camina. I apologize. But when Naomi wants to go planet side, Drummer's like, she's like, I think that's a bad plan. I think it's a bad plan for any of us to do that. So she's still got layers to peel back on her too, I think.
Yeah. Well, she's unashamedly belter. She's very proud of being a belter. And among other in the belter community, she's very politically savvy. That's one thing that I noticed in later seasons. She knows how to play the game and how to work with even though you might fight with this faction one day, you might be flying in a tin can with them on the next. So, she's very pragmatic, I think is the word that I'm looking for.
Mm-hmm.
She knows how to roll with the punches.
Yeah, what's interesting though, Stephen, about what you were saying about, at times she's very, anti-inner, but that's actually, she's kind of the one that allows us to sympathize with that point of view because we understand why she feels that way. Of course
we do.
And so we sympathize with it. And so again, that like brings us onto the side of the Belters at certain points. It's sort of it's always a tug of war. It's like one side seems to go too far and then we're sympathizing with the other side, and it goes back and forth, and it's great because with these types of conflicts you want to be constantly shifting allegiances in your head, but the truth is there is no like good side. It's just all over the place.
Oh yeah, there's no good guy bad guy in this for sure.
Yeah.
Everyone sucks just a little bit.
At least a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. But she is indeed a fascinating character. Full disclosure, y'all, season 5 comes out next week, and I don't think we're going to be able to keep ourselves from talking about it at least a little bit here. So bear that in mind. If you have season 5 questions, think about them, write them down, because we will be, we'll maybe get into some season 5 speculation.
Like the other day, I was just like looking at, the calendar and stuff like that. And then I saw that it's releasing on Wednesday. I'm like, holy crap. Cause I knew it was coming up soon, but somehow it had slipped my mind that it was that soon. And now I'm just like, oh my God.
It's like Christmas is coming a week early.
I see Left Dad in the background there.
Yeah, Left Dad made an appearance and a disappearance. I'm sure he'll be back. I think he wanted to maybe like show you that his stubble is coming in pretty well.
Okay, that's good. We missed the beat.
Got a little texture to it now.
Yeah. So I'm sorry, I lost the thread of where we were at. Oh yeah, the fact that she is. We meet a lot of Belters from different places who are honestly. Some are this faction or that faction. Miller is as different from most of them as you can get. He practically is a Welwalla, Not anyway. We talk. Well, Welwalla doesn't mean traitor to my people. It means a person who is in love with gravity wells. So it's like an inner lover. It's not a traitor, but it's somebody who loves that other culture better than their own. And Miller really is that at the beginning of the story. But Camina is the opposite of that. The polar.
Can I make a confession really quick? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, go ahead. I'm done.
I have no information about season 5. So I'm not saying I don't want spoilers. I absolutely do. Just so you know,
we don't have any spoilers.
I'm not going to have a whole lot of input, but I'll be very glad to hear what you guys have to say.
Yeah, no, I mean, any discussion we have would just be based off of the trailer.
Yeah,
so.
It's just.
I haven't even seen that.
Oh, okay.
There's a couple of them in a scene. Oh my gosh, I got to talk about that scene with that. I guess it was yesterday or the day before Amazon.
I haven't seen that.
I haven't seen it.
It's like 20 seconds. And there's no meat on the bone, but it's like, this is Anna's talking about it right here. The small, it's called Amos and Chrissy, and it is fantastic.
See, when they released that, like just mere days before the show's set to come out, I'm like, I can wait.
I could not. But anyway,
I will probably watch it after the stream if Stephen doesn't.
Oh my God,
that's exactly what I'm going to do. Yeah, if Stephen doesn't show it, that's exactly where I'm going first.
Can I show it? I don't know if I can.
Yeah, don't do that just in case there's copyright stuff.
I never do it,
Yeah,
I wouldn't risk it anymore. Like we used to be able to get away with cool stuff like that, but no.
Yeah. Amazon be wanting their money
extra now.
Okay, so. But for the time being, let's focus the conversation back on Drummer. So
Sit on my lap.
She's just some rock hopper, right?
Hey.
No, I think she's
Oh,
got a
hi.
pretty interesting backstory as we find out.
Okay, let's find out.
Yeah.
What's the source of this? Is this her
Well,
short story?
Yeah, this is her story. Her conversations with Dawes. You know, when
Am I
we
just
first
not remembering?
she used to work for him.
I know she used to work for Dawes.
Yeah,
but
she's got a backstory, you know. She's not just some anybody. She's been like walking in the halls of the Belter circle for a while, you know. She's been around very important, influential people.
Which is why, like, no, we're moving away from like season 5 discussion, but this is more speculation than anything. Like, between this coming season and season 6, I'd really like to see Jared Harris come back and to see some play between the two of them, given that there's history there. Because we got a little bit of it in season 2, but I wouldn't mind seeing that explored some more.
Yeah, if he's not doing something, it'd be great to, you know, have a cameo or something. We'll see.
I mean, yeah, I would love to see more Dawes because I think we might, because I think Drummer and Naomi are going to go hunting Inaros together. That's my prediction. Of what he's going to be doing in season 5, and that can take them to Fred Johnson and Anderson Dawes.
Well, I have a feeling that Anderson Dawes knows quite a bit about what Inaros is getting up to.
See, that's what I was going to question. Like, Anderson Dawes seemed to have pulled a little shadow trick, and he's kind of faded to the background a little bit. So I feel like he's going to have this guy as the front man, and that's where everyone's eyes are going to be. But meanwhile, he's going to be over here and like maybe near the just before the end of the season, he's going to pop out with some big huzzah, and we might get something big from that.
There's this huge conspiracy going on with a faction of, you know, the Martian military and, you know, factions of the OPA, you know, all of this arms dealing behind the scenes. So, I mean, I'm sure he's got his fingers in that some kind of way. There's money to be made and power to be had. He's got the proto-molecule, you know.
Like, I'm perfectly fine. Like, I'm perfectly fine if the final act of this thing just becomes Jared Harris delivering like a monologue about how he's played everybody.
I mean, there's storylines that, you know, haven't paid off with him. It's, you know, he's got the proto-molecule. He's got the scientists that were working at Thoth Station. You know, he took them in that scene where Drummer got shot. So he's got control of, you know, all the knowledge there is. There's got to be some payoff for that somewhere. You know, you don't just have like Chekhov's proto-molecule hanging over the air, and, you know, at some point it's going to go off.
Yeah, and I know, as Anna mentions, he's actually currently doing the Foundation series over on Apple. Yeah. But, you know, they can still manage schedules and, you know, and get him in. They, you know, it's been done for other shows. You know, they can do it here.
Maybe season 6. Who knows?
Yep.
I actually, my dream ending for the show is that Bob Newhart wakes up in bed and turns and says, "Susie, I just had the strangest dream."
Or what's her name? Pam turns around and Bobby's in the shower.
Okay, I'm
That's a deep 80s cut, y'all.
Okay, you've got to be old to get that and have, you know, but
have watched Family Guy.
Or have watched Family Guy.
Well, most people would know it from Family Guy, but yeah. Your mom knows what's up.
Yeah. Yeah, mom knows for sure. It's
but
hilarious.
Anyway, Drummer.
So we do know some about her backstory. I guess she worked with Anderson Dawes, but that is not much detail. And I mean,
I'm sorry, but I'll just finish what I meant about that.
Yeah.
The conversation that they had together seemed like there was, he was kind of like grooming her to be in the same type of position that she has with Fred Johnson, like maybe, Bill going up in the, to be like his second or what have, but he was like her mentor in a lot of things. So when she decided to leave with Fred Johnson, that was kind of like where their relationship had a rift. So, there's some backstory there.
Right.
Just not specifics. But, I mean, that's telling.
How much more of Drummer's character do you think we'll see for season 5?
I think she's going to be a main cast member.
Yeah,
that's
I'd
my
agree.
thought too. I'm really hoping we're all correct.
I mean, she's got revenge for Clyde to get.
Yeah.
She's got that bottle of scotch that they were supposed to drink together.
I was so sad when he died.
Yeah, I mean their relationship became such a highlight for me. And
that was a mentor that she should have had. Kinda. She's gone from mentor to, almost more of a colleague in that respect because she's becomes his superior officer. Mm-hmm. So it's a pretty cool dynamic.
Yeah, the dynamic between her and Ashford, especially just the season 3 tension between them, but like because he was helping her sand off her rough edges so she could she learned a lot from him on how to play the game. You can deal with other belters this kind of way, but you can't deal with the inners this kind of way. And and we have to show them, we have to set the example, and that's something that she learned from him a lot. Like, God, I loved that relationship because it was definitely antagonistic, but when
they were frenemies.
They were, but when you go back and watch it, you realize that Drummer's kind of wrong in that situation a lot of times when dealing with Ashford, and it's because she knows his reputation and doesn't trust him, and
and because Dawes sent him.
Well, we as the audience don't trust him.
Right.
I
mean, look who his company is.
You guys, but when I watched the show for the first time and he came on the screen for the first time, I'm like, that's a bad guy.
Well, yeah, I mean, and the actor typically does.
Yeah, he kind of plays bad guy.
So, yeah.
I guess I've just seen him in enough other things where he's not the bad guy. Like, he was great in Good Night and Good Luck.
Yeah, definitely not the bad guy there.
No, definitely not.
I think he did some Law and Order too, didn't he? One of the DAs or something.
I don't know, but yeah, it's just, but that's what was sort of so great. The fact there was that antagonistic relationship throughout season 3, and then they come out the other side of that in season 4, and it's like a buddy cop show, basically.
Yeah, literally, you're very close. Yeah. But yeah, she automatically just trusts him because he comes from Dawes.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't ask for them, and they just showed up. And the company that he keeps, he's got little smart mouth Diogo there. Man, you just want to slap him every time you see him.
Can I just reach through the screen and slap him myself?
Please, you have my permission to do so.
He had that one scene when his uncle saved his life where he was cool. Every moment after that, he got on my nerves more and more every time I saw him.
Well, and we talked about this, I think, last time when we did the Naomi stream. It's like there was hope for him through his sort of the relationship with Miller, and you could have seen his character kind of progressing and evolving, but then as soon as Miller's gone and he's left to other influences, it's like no, he just got worse and worse and worse.
Yeah, when you start tattooing your face, you've made the wrong choices in life, I think.
You made a commitment, that's for sure.
I'd say when you're tattooing your face for the wrong peoples, then that's where the issue comes in.
Yeah, I was going to say, Stephen, get ready for emails from people with tattoos on their faces.
Yeah, I know. If you have a tattoo on your face, I'm sure it's lovely. Most of us will not do that. Okay.
So do you want to talk about a relationship with Fred?
Actually, I'm not done talking about her relationship with Ashford, if I'm being honest.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah, bring it on, bring it out, brother.
Because there's more to it. Because I think she learned more from him after season 3, maybe sort of like in the off-screen time and while they were on, I guess it's called Medina Station now.
Yeah, Medina.
Right. Like, she learned a lot from him there. And because of the way she came to respect him, when she finds out he's died, is she going to pick up the threads of his sort of piratey ways? Because that's probably conversations they had too. And she's already said she's not going to work for Dawes ever again. She just left Fred Johnson at the end of the season. Ashford wanted him to go with her, and I'm not sure if it's a good thing he didn't, or I wish that she did, because
still a dynamic duo I wouldn't have minded to watch.
Yeah, I'd love that buddy film.
But would
she
also
she
be
probably
dead?
did learn a lot from him.
No, Stephen,
like,
I refuse. I refuse to believe that. If I say if she had been there, she would have had his back, and he would have been fine. Which like I would have loved for that relationship to continue on throughout the show, but not meant to be, I guess.
Yeah.
I think for them, they definitely started off on opposite sides, but he had a certain type of charisma about him. Like he started at least to me anyways, it seemed like he could read her throughout their interactions, and he became more of a mentor the more they interacted. Like even with some of their back and forth arguments, like it always seems like she was left with something to think about in how she was actually doing things or viewing a situation. And I always appreciated that like the most with their interactions. Like by the that scene where they were in I think a hangar, and they both got caught with that huge machine, having to deal with that. Research laser tattoo. Well done, Leaf. Well done. I'll Fiji for
we'll edit that out in post.
I kind of get like almost a father-daughter vibe.
Yes,
between them.
Yes.
Just even
like
from the get-go, it's like
he saw her, and she took that place for him, I think. Yeah,
that's the kind of vibe that I'm getting from them. The mentorship, like how father-daughter relationships are.
Mm-hmm.
Dad knows everything. No, you don't. You don't know what you're talking about. I'm going to do this my way. So
until
that's the kind of vibe.
Happens.
Yeah, until something happens, and then at least he, at the end of season 3, when he realizes that he could have killed everybody in the system if he'd gone through with his plan. He ate a little bit of humble pie then. He knew how to be wrong, and he knew how to be wrong graciously without this, that, or the other being all toxic about it. They have a very positive relationship. He knew he could admit when he was wrong, and she kind of admitted when she was wrong about some things too. So they kind of worked it out by the end, and you can tell that relationship just continued to progress. In the off season, they were hanging out.
And I know this isn't the Ashford stream, but I do have to say that what was so brilliant about that. That build towards the ending of season 3 was the fact that you can't really blame him for coming to the conclusion that he came to, because he's being asked to believe this guy who he doesn't really know, who seems crazy, seeing somebody in his head that nobody else can see. So it's not really out of line that he was so sure of, on what he had decided on. But at the same time, as you say, Nessie, he was able to recognize that he was in fact wrong, and and they're able to move on from that point.
Yeah, and really, like, okay, this is talk. Drummer is the main foil for Ashford, pretty much throughout the whole series. At least while Ashford is in the story, Drummer is his number one foil. And it really is interesting to see that, because when we meet him, we already know Drummer. We already like Drummer. And he shows up as an oppositional character. But, on a rewatch, you're like, he jumps on Diogo. He's like, no, you're going to talk to these people with respect. He doesn't step in and, like, overrule her commands. But when she's about to space someone, he's like, you really need to think about this before you do it, because there's repercussions that you haven't considered. That's the only time he sort of, like, speaks over her.
Yeah.
So,
but if you're like an XO, and I think that's the position he was given, that he was her XO, that's kind of his job. He's actually given the authority to speak up if something needs to be said, respectfully, but still, that's his job.
Right. That's what he's literally there for. It would be nice if he could do it out of the earshot of the crew, but her sort of impulsive nature sometimes forced his hand. And again, like, she is an amazing character, Drummer, but, like, part of what makes her an amazing character is the fact that she's a flawed human being who's not perfect. I mean, she's pretty awesome in a lot of ways. Her makeup is on point, y'all. Like, she should have a YouTube channel to do tutorials how to do that stuff.
I've seen some Pinterest posts.
Yeah, I bet.
I mean, I did the best I could, but that belter aesthetic is kicking.
You can try. I should have given myself a neck tattoo.
Oh yeah,
that would have been cool.
Well.
Oh well, maybe next time. Okay, so are we going to talk about her relationship with someone else now?
Well, initially, we see her with, as Fred's second in command. So
right,
and it's like subtly I didn't see it until further or later rewatch, but her character arc is intertwined so much with the fate of the Naboo. When we meet her, she's like the project manager, his second in command at Tycho Station. She's in charge of making sure that the build and everything goes smoothly, that the working with the unions, making sure that everything is according to schedule. So that's, initially it's her baby from build to present time. That was her baby.
Right. Yeah, it seems like Fred is the guy making decisions and taking meetings and stuff, and Drummer is the one out there punching people in the back of the head when they're not doing it fast enough.
Right, making it happen, meeting those deadlines, getting supplies in, things like, well, I guess it does happen in a vacuum, but good work doesn't happen without people making it happen.
Right.
And not only is she doing that, she's taking other requests. She does all of the downtime work on the Rocinante. She's making sure that the Rossi stays ship shape. Puts it back together after the run to Thoth Station when it was, the Rossi was looking pretty ragged. Completely shot.
So I've got a question for you. Everybody. Pronounce that word.
Did I say Thoth?
You did.
Toth. It should be Toth. I'm sorry.
Well,
Or Toth.
I say Toth.
Well,
Did you say toast?
it's an Egyptian god.
Okay, that's what I was going to say. That's an
It's an
Egyptian
Egyptian
god.
god, so it should be Ta.
But
It's like one of
why
the
is
record
the
keepers.
TH at the beginning a T sound and the TH at the end is a TH sound? Wouldn't it be Tot? Or is it Thoth? Or Thoth? Anyway, it's just one of those that always.
It's Egyptian, man.
John's shaking his head over there. George R. R. Martin said we could say it however we want.
But yeah, because that works on this series.
All right, Brian.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm over here having my fun. What is this? Thought? What is this? Something happened with this last night on Zoom or something. Because
Yeah, John. What is this?
Schmoth. That's what it should be. No, it's okay. So it's just a reference to Peter Jackson and the way he pronounces stuff. Every time he gives interviews about the Lord of the Rings, he says Schmeagol and Schmaug.
Oh,
and it's just what he does. And now I've insulted him on 2 streams, so I'm never ever going to get to meet him or even potentially work with him.
If there's
You'll never get that interview now, John.
There's no thumbs down on the stream, so thank you, Peter Jackson, for not disliking the stream. I know you're watching. Yeah, that's really kind of a stupid way to say all that stuff. So, Camina Drummer, guys, I think this might be a slightly more derailed than usual conversation.
That never happens.
Just get that feeling based on where we've already been today.
I blame Potter.
Yeah, me too.
I always blame Potter.
I mean, anytime you can, you should.
Yeah. What y'all got against Potter?
Nothing.
Have you met?
He's a troublemaker.
He's our resident bridge troll.
Right.
True enough.
He's the king of the Irish trolls. From Tiernan.
But he's our Irish bridge troll.
Yes, he's our Irish troll, but he is also the king of all the Irish trolls.
Yeah.
Oh, Anna's hit the nail on the head. We're all on the naughty. You're all on the naughty list.
I'm pretty sure my name doesn't leave that list like every year at all.
Yeah.
You said something, Nancy?
And near the top, you're in the A's. All right.
All right.
Well, I guess that depends on how that guy would make his list. Because technically, Alicia's one of my middle names.
Oh. Now
AK Confessions. Y'all didn't know that.
No. Interesting. Well, we'll circle back to that at the end.
What?
So, her relationship with Drummer's relationship with Fred Johnson.
Yeah.
Like, I wish we saw more of it early on, because really we don't see very much of her and Fred Johnson sort of like in the same room together. We see them a few times, and it's her first couple of appearances, and then she's off retrieving the Nauvoo, and then we see her in charge of the Behemoth, then we see her in charge of Medina Station. So the backstory of her working with Fred Johnson, and also the fact that she was like done with Anderson Dawes by that point, and was apparent. I can't remember exactly what's said on the show, but basically drinking herself to death.
Drinking her rage, I think it was something like that.
Yeah, she was drinking her rage, and Fred was drinking away his guilt.
Right.
Yeah. So
I'm sorry, but her saying that she's drinking away her rage. That is such a drummer thing to say. I love it.
I think they were definitely a boss-employee relationship. I mean, yes, you could tell that they had some insight on each other, but she's second in command and he's the guy upstairs, so of course that's going to happen. But I don't know. They were, to me, just employees, heads of the corporation, and that was it. Which, I mean, isn't a bad thing. That's just how they were supposed to really function.
Yeah. Well, she had to see something. She had to see something in Fred Johnson that she didn't see.
Enough to follow. True.
Yeah, enough to follow him, because she left Dawes, and whatever she saw in Dawes that she didn't like, apparently she didn't see it in Fred. So when he's getting his life back together and he gets this opportunity for Tycho Station, she goes with him.
Right.
Yeah. True.
Sees potential.
And thank God she did, because that maneuvered her into the story.
Into really good places in the story.
Right.
Yeah.
She's always been that number 2 person, and when she got command of the Nauvoo, it was great to see her finally shine on her own.
Mm-hmm.
It's her first command. She's the boss. She's the boss man, So
yeah, she is boss man.
Boss man.
Boss man. She gets to spread her wings a little bit, and
Yeah,
she has to start making those independent decisions, and that's when I guess she realizes that being at the top, the decisions are not easy. It seemed a little easier when you're the second in command. You could criticize, but being the one whose decisions are being criticized puts you in a totally different boat.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes, it does. But I think that's maybe why I'm really looking forward to her in season 5 so much, because I feel like she's going to be given that opportunity to, I mean, she's always done what she thought was the right thing to do, but as we've also said, she was always Fred second.
I'm sorry, Nessie. Every time Left Dead comes in, it looks like the tearing of the fabric of reality.
I feel a disturbance in the force.
It's he's shifted the space-time continuum.
I do that all the time.
He does that. It's just a minor thing.
It's like he's using the discount apparate and disapparate spell.
I mean, it's a first level spell. He can pull that off.
Yeah. Nice.
So Joel didn't get any shells, and I didn't get any shells.
But it is I am looking forward to Drummer being in that position where she can call the shots for herself. And I think that she's learned enough from Naomi's point of view and from from Ashford's point of view, and from their pasts and their sort of the ideas that they always espoused. I think she's going to have a real interesting season 5. And again, my theory is that she and Naomi are going after Marco and Naros together.
Yeah,
I'm very much hoping that you're correct on that theory, man.
Yeah, to be clear, I loved all the stuff with her and Ashford last season, but she was also, they were both sort of they had a crucial part to play as far as setting some stuff up for this year, but their story was kind of off to the side. They weren't driving major action like some of the other storylines were. So I really want to see her out in the front for season 5.
Yeah, all roads lead to Marco and Naros in season 5. Everybody's got reason.
Okay, so Mom wants to know who wins this throwdown, Amos or Drummer? And my answer is it kind of depends.
Doesn't depend.
Yeah.
Doesn't depend.
No, it
it's
depends.
Drummer. It's Drummer.
Really does. If Amos, the moment Amos makes up his mind to do it, if he's got a gun in hand and she doesn't, Amos wins. Under most other circumstances, Drummer wins this. because she's going to outsmart him. She's going to out.
If by chance she sees that first shot coming, though, she can easily dodge and get that weapon from him. And I mean, it's gonna go. This is not gonna be a quick fight, though, by any means.
Oh, I actually think
they are both pretty damn tough.
I think it's going to be over in seconds at the most, and I think it's just down to. And I think Drummer is favored in all circumstances where she can anticipate it.
I will give you the anticipation.
Yeah,
yes.
Only if I think she loses only if she doesn't see it coming for some reason.
Yeah, if her back is turned and he decides to draw the weapon and shoots, it's a wrap. But that's a slim chance. I don't think it will go down that way with them.
See, Stephen, you're not going to get this reference, but I very much see that fight going down like in Deadwood between Dan Doherty and the captain. It's this long, drawn-out, brutal, messy fight where they're just like killing each other, and it's just
unless
brutal.
One
and
gets a real lucky shot off. It's going to be a long fight. I'm favoring Drummer for this. I do see her ultimately as the winner, but it's not going to be quick.
Okay, it also depends. Okay, throwdown. That is a very specific way of putting it, because I'm like, I don't know if it's just hand-to-hand combat. I'm sorry, I think Amos has it. I'm just going to be honest. If they're allowed to use weapons of some kind, and she's got maybe a knife, okay, that's a great equalizer there. If guns are involved, it's anybody's guess.
I'm contractually obligated to insist that Drummer will win just because I know that Amos is your boy.
Okay, I got you. I got you. And even if he loses, he's still number one in my heart.
Yeah. Well, if there's a last person standing contest,
right.
I would. Well,
Bobby.
Yeah, Bobby. Sorry,
I think Bobby beats them all.
Bobby beats them all. Even Amos. I'm sorry to say.
Yeah. See, Peadar says he thinks Drummer would fight dirty, and I agree. But I also think Amos would fight dirty. But I also
but I think she's more clever than he is.
I think you're right. I think she's more tactically sound and more clever than he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, Amos is like brute strength, physics and math and mass, and Camina, I mean, she's physics too. She's going to use every bit of physics to her advantage, and it might be in momentum, or it might be in flexibility or dexterity or what have you. But yeah, she's gonna. We lost our captain. Bye, Stephen. Hope you come back. Yeah, there he is.
Oh, sorry about that, y'all. I don't know what happened. Let me rearrange. There we go.
You can do it.
Yeah, but last person standing, Bobby wins every time.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, again, I think Drummer's got a fine shot at beating just about anybody.
Oh,
hold on. When did Bobby get in the mix?
Oh, we were just saying,
We just threw out the rules.
Yeah, Nessie said, what was it, Battle Royale? And I'm like, Bobby.
Yeah, if there's a last person standing, I mean, if you're going to have a throwdown, let's throw down.
Oh, my bae wins every time. Every time.
Win.
I love Camina, but no, Draper's got it.
Yeah. Well, apparently I am now being shipped with Amos, and more than one person is shipping it, and there's fanfic being written, which is I can
see it happening.
I just want to know, do I get to be the big spoon? Because I want to be the big spoon.
Okay. I don't know. How tall are you?
I'm 6 feet. I'm big. I mean, maybe he's a little bit taller than me, but we'll make it work. Anyway.
But I was trying to think critically about this, and is there anybody who wouldn't just want Bobby to, slug them?
Right. I better punch me.
I mean, I wouldn't want her to slug me, but she could do some other stuff. I wouldn't be opposed to some other stuff.
She could move me around physically and just move me somewhere. Fine.
Okay.
You know, I wouldn't see anything wrong with that.
You know what?
Yes.
Okay.
But Camina,
We are totally off topic.
We have officially gone completely off the rails again, but we have found the midpoint of the stream as well. So
yay!
Time for the mid-roll.
The perfect place to.
yeah.
I'm not going to say this.
Everybody, look away from the train wreck that just happened. Hi. Thanks for being here live. If you're here live, please remember to hit the like button and also to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that yet. If you're watching later, also hi. Do those things that I just said. We talk about all kinds of nerdy stuff here. Speaking of which, next week we're going to be talking about The Expanse again, because on Wednesday of this week, the first 3 episodes are dropping on Amazon Prime. And next Sunday at the same time, 6 p.m. Eastern, we will be discussing everything to do with those first 3 episodes. And joining us all the way from the other side of the Atlantic Ocean is our favorite Irish troll, Peadar the Irreverant.
Oh, God.
He will be joining us. It will be... most of you know who Peadar is. He's his sense of humor is not too dissimilar from mine, which is why I can't wait to have him on. Awesome. So yeah, come back next week for that. The week after that, I think it's more Mandalorian, finishing up the Mandalorian, and that'll take us through the end of the year. Yeah, so we'll go counterclockwise. So we'll end with AK. Nessie, what's coming up?
Okay, I got a busy week, y'all. So on Wednesday, I have coming on my channel, Dan from Voice of Geekdom. He's going to come on the Unspun Yarn, and we are going to discuss everybody's favorite Christmas film, Monty Python and the Holy Grail. So, it's my Christmas favorite. There is shrubbery involved, okay? There is shrubbery involved. There's a shrubber. Yeah. So, yeah, Dan's going to come on. We're going to do that a little bit early to be a little more Euro-friendly for our friends across the water. It's going to be coming on at 5 p.m. So, set your clocks back 2 hours.
That reminds me.
Yes?
We're not changing our time to be Euro-friendly for Peadar. You just got to deal with it. Please go ahead, Nessie.
Okay. Well, so anyway, so Dan from Voice of Geeks is going to be gone. And let's see, after that, on the 30th of December, we're getting it in just under the wire. I've got a guest coming on, and we're going to have some guests coming on for a second episode of Leap the Patriarchy. And it's discussing transphobia and turfism. So tune in for that. I have ITM, Ian Thomas Malone, if you follow her on Twitter. She's going to come on the channel and be one of the guests. And the other, our other guest is Lo the Lynx. You may also know them from Twitter. So I think we're going to get a pretty good discussion. And myself and my co-host Aemy with these lovely people. So look forward to seeing you then. And finally, maybe, possibly.
Are you announcing the thing?
Well, it's taken a few months, but John's going to come on my channel again. He's been so busy lately, with all of his fame and fortune on John Webster film. Very busy man, very busy man. My people finally got through to his people. So January 14th, I think we decided on.
Yeah.
John's going to come on my channel, and we're going to talk about Merlin and the archetype of the magician. And the 27th, we've got Erin, friend of the channel, Erin M. She's going to come on as well, John's arch nemesis. I think that's how we're going to do it. Erin, John. She's going to come back on, and we're going to discuss Morgan Le Fay.
Cool. That's a bunch of stuff.
That's
John,
a bunch of stuff, man.
John, tell me what you got coming up over there on John Webster Film, but take less time than Nessie did.
Oh my God! Well, I can't guarantee that.
I'm so sorry.
I'm messing with you, sis. I'm messing with you.
So this coming weekend, we'll be concluding our 3-week journey through the Lord of the Rings films. It'll be Amy and myself as always, and we're going to be joined by Helen, the clueless fangirl, Dan from Voice of Geekdom, Carol Brown, and also Cliff Broadway from the OneRing.net. And we might have another guest pop up. You might recognize her from last night's Lord of the Rings stream. And we're going to have to do some switching out because this is a lot of people, but Aaron will be coming back on as well. And then the week after that, we'll be celebrating Christmas with my favorite Christmas movie, The Muppet Christmas Carol.
Yeah.
So tune in for that. So that's all. I think I made it shorter than Nessie. Okay. No.
Mostly that was just so I could rib Nessie a little bit. You know how I am.
Hey guys, I mean, I never have anything prepared and ready to go. So I mean, I think I need a medal for having some stuff organized. So
I actually lied though. I do have one more thing I want to plug, which is going to be on the 23rd. I'm going to be going over to Amy's channel, and we are going to be talking about basically what else? The patriarchy, sort of how gender stereotypes influence the kind of media that we watch, films and television, how, like sometimes, you're told you can't watch, this certain thing because, guys are supposed to like this and girls are supposed to like that. So we're going to talk about how much that's all BS.
Good.
Can I make a request? Can you please mention how many fanboys there are of My Little Pony nowadays?
I mean, that's real.
Yeah, we can work that out.
Oh, it's very real.
Yeah, it is.
I mean,
and I'm not making fun of it. I'm asking seriously because that's a thing, and I think folks need to know that.
Yeah.
Right on.
So, AK, what are you doing lately? What is coming up in the near future for you?
Coming up Thursday, actually at 3, I will be on Monero's channel. It'll be 3 Eastern, I believe. I can't remember if you're.
I think it's 3 Eastern on Thursday.
Yes. I'll be with Nessie and Aemy on Monero's channel. We're going to be bathing in the blood of Zeus again.
Oh, right.
This is going to be, the rest of our talks of when hoeing goes wrong. We'll be talking about episodes 5 through 8 to finish out the season. I believe tomorrow, I'm probably not going to be on this stream, but I'll probably be in the chat. Monero will also be doing a Let's Chat about some current events. So go sub to her channel. You can sub to me if you want, but I always say you'll find me on my friends' channels a lot quicker than you'll find me on my own. So just make sure you sub to all these lovely people and Aemy and Monero, because that's really where I'll be at.
Oh, thanks for dropping the link in the chat too, AK. And yes, go sub to Monero's channel. She's been a guest over here on Hear Me Dragon a couple of times.
Yes. She's kind of awesome.
She's very awesome.
No, she's been.
Wait. I have one more thing. I'm sorry. I almost forgot. We are doing a New Year's. I think it's going to be New Year's Day. A ginger ale chat on Monero's channel, and hopefully we're going to have some awesome special guests. So definitely check us out for that, because y'all know how ginger ale chats be getting down.
Mm-hmm. I love those ginger ale chats.
Yeah,
they're always fun.
And Leaf is shouting out Ashaya from History of Westeros, really good friend of the show, going to be on Fandom Media doing co-hosting duties on Fandom Media on Fridays. She says she thinks on Fridays for the Expanse. So if you're looking for more Expanse coverage, go check out Fandom Media.
Never have enough.
Yep. Okay, so all of this, got to make sure I say thank you so much to our patrons. Our patrons are people who make it possible for me to pay for this new computer that I'm running right now, which looks
awesome.
Yeah, it's fantastic, and it allows me to do game streaming, which will be returning in force next week. I'm planning on doing game streams Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday nights next week.
What?
So 3 nights in a row. We should be getting back to Froda. I had a bit of a rough week and I took kind of a week off, but we're going to be getting back to it and it ought to be a lot of fun. So come watch me play Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is kind of paid for by our patrons. So many, many thanks to Lord John Bronsteen the Wise, Sir Maura Lee of Starfall, Sixto Sounds, aka JP the Axe Grinder, and Ridiculous Ed Tollett, aka Sean, this guy right here, the Alpha Patron. That is our Patreon High Council, but they are also attended by the lords and ladies of the realm, including Lady Leaf Underhill and Aemy Blackfyre, lover of poles. So many thanks to all of our patrons. We love you guys. And the link to our Patreon, to the Patreon, is down in the description. Links to everybody's Twitter is down in the description. Everybody's YouTube channel is down in the description. So all the links you need are down in the description. Last things last. We talked about it for a long time. But all 3 of these books right here will be going in the mail this week and shipping to Canada.
What?
To Kate Bertinsky, who won the giveaway. Congratulations, Kate. There she is in the chat right now. These are your books. They've all touched my face, so you will have my DNA coming in the mail to you very soon. We love you, sis. And
bonus for Steven's DNA.
They will be on their way soon. What else? Is there anything else that needs to go in the mid-roll? Anything anybody can think of? Nope. Okay,
I think we covered it.
Camina Drummer.
I mean, are they supposed to be like important things or just random things?
At this point, I think we're going to try to stick with Camina things.
Yeah, no,
Drummer things. I'm sorry. She doesn't like being called Camina. I'm sorry. I apologize.
It's a drummer thing.
It is a drummer thing. So yeah, anybody got any further thoughts? Something they want to share off the top of their head? Because if I remember correctly, right before our mid-roll, we were crashing and burning into a mountainside. So
what do each
was
of us
that really a crash and burn?
So what do each of us want Bobby to do to us?
Oh my God, John!
Okay, John, I'm gonna put you down. I'm gonna set a date with Monero, and we'll have you come on to a ginger ale chat, and we'll discuss that.
Yeah,
put it down. I'm taking this as
Sorry,
you commit.
Steven, I thought you meant you wanted to dive right back in. I apologize.
That was me hitting you with the horny bat, John.
I'll control myself now.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm not going to answer that question. People just, No, I was about to make a Simpsons reference. That would get real awkward. People don't do that sort of thing with fish. Okay, so I'm going to force this in a direction then.
Okay. What
needs to change for Drummer going forward? What is it about her, from her character in the past, does she need to change to make herself her more complete best self? Because she's clearly learned a lot from Ashford and Naomi and Fred and Anderson Dawes along the way, but being out here on her own, what are the qualities that she should exemplify? What are the qualities she should try to leave behind? Oh, okay.
That's far more complicated than my brain was
Well,
thinking.
then
I think she
We
needs
just need to think about it for a second.
then let me just let me ask softball you. Should she change her eye makeup? Since we can't
never change
No.
that. I think what so far she's put her trust in other people, like, and taken direction from other people. She needs to be more independent, I think. She's pretty much quit her job. She's going out to make her own way in the system, and I think that way she'll be able to stick to her own ideals a little bit more rather than having to bend to what is most expeditious or what is the most, what the company opinion is about things. She's an independent operator now. She's not beholden to anyone at this point. So she can pretty much do her own thing and maybe become a little bit more like Naomi, who chooses the jobs that she takes and chooses the people that she hangs out with, and has some, if she wants to go somewhere and do a thing, it doesn't have political ramifications for her superiors because she doesn't have any.
Yeah. I think Potter is agreeing with you and kind of like restating the thing you just said in another way. She can be quite reactive up to now. She knows what she's against, but what is she for?
Right.
Yeah. And I think that's the journey that we're going to see her on. So, yeah, I agree with all of that. She definitely just needs to be in the position that she can. And she also doesn't need to be by herself. I don't think, not completely alone. She still needs that sidekick, which is why I'm really fingers crossed that Steven's theory is correct. That we are going to get to see her and Naomi, because I think she needs not just a partner, but she needs that girl power. They need them to be going through space and doing some cool things together.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I just want to see the two of them together. The characters have such great chemistry.
Their charisma is great.
It's fantastic. Yeah. So I'm not going to complain one bit if that's what we got.
Yeah, I think we are going to see that team up, because both of them have some very serious business, personal business, not company business, not military business, personal business that needs to be handled with Marco. So I think my girls are going to be getting personal.
It's already very personal for Naomi. She has her ex to deal with and her baby boy to go get. So Drummer is going to be, that, I don't want to say sidekick specifically, but they're going to be that team up that needs to happen. Like it's going to be personal for Drummer because she's there for her bestie.
Well, I think it's going
and I think that's going to be interesting to see. Yeah.
I think it's going to be. I'm hoping it's more like a buddy cop movie, and that
works too.
And I also think that it's going to be quite personal for Drummer when she finds out about Ashford.
Very much so, because Ashford got the coordinates. He sent off that message when they spaced him. He sent off that last message, so she's gonna find him.
I'm sorry. Just wait for me while
the Ashford effect.
Just wait for me while I weep over here thinking about Ashford's final scene.
Oh yeah, me was sick and nigh to death. Oh, I sang that song at the end.
Get the best.
I sang that song at the beginning of the stream where we covered that episode.
Yeah. Belters get the best lines in the series, and you know what? Good.
Well, and it's because, talking about Belters in a broader sense, okay. This applies to Drummer as equally because she's like the most belter to ever belt. You have to be tough. Maybe not in the physical sense necessarily, and because gravity is actually going to rob you of the opportunity to be that in a lot of cases anyway, or the microgravity will. But like they have to be mentally tough because if I go outside my front door right now, it's cold and it's wet out there and it's unpleasant, but it's not going to kill me in 5 seconds. If the window gets a crack in it, I'm not going to suffocate.
Die.
So you got to be pretty tough to survive to adulthood in that type of situation, especially since like their ships are not the good stuff. They're the leftovers. They're the remnants. They're the stuff that's cobbled together. So you got to be good at fixing that kind of thing. And I have the flu. Okay, but if we don't get this air filtration thing sorted out like right now, your flu don't matter. So get out of bed and go to work.
Yeah.
And again, Drummer exemplifies that. Like, she gets her dang spine severed, and she's like, I've got to cobble together this, mech suit so that I can get back in there and start kicking ass again.
Yeah. Oh, well, it's just my spine.
And like that was honestly, that the end of that season was just like one of my favorite moments where it sets it up like you're prepared for Drummer to possibly die. It builds towards that, and then all of a sudden that elevator comes down and basically saves her, and it's like, yes, we still get this wonderful character.
But she was also set up to have a very Drummer exit, like grenades in hand. Bring it on, kid. I'll show you. Thank God for Naomi in that moment, but yeah.
Well, I mean, that's her girl. That's her bestie. They are one another's ride or die.
I'm going to slightly tangent here because we just talked about the elevator. So Potter was trolling a little bit earlier. He's like, I can't wait to see Diogo in season 5. No body, no death, We all assume Diogo just is dead, right? Like,
he is dead
as soon as that elevator hit him. But if it had been Bobby in that suit, we would all assume she's alive. Just saying.
Yeah, but Diogo just sucks so much.
We want him to be dead, so we're just going to assume he's dead.
Yeah.
I just think it's funny.
He's dead because he stole my Bay's suit. He shouldn't have did that.
But the thing is, if Bay had been in her suit, she would not have died when that elevator hit.
She would have punched right through that floor.
Well, and honestly, I think I actually think she would have lived while Diogo died, but that's because she's highly trained and skilled in the use of that suit.
Right.
So she would know how to reorient her body, use the thrusters, and all that.
How to turn on
She literally broke her own bones to defeat somebody stronger than her in that suit.
She knows where the plot armor button on the suit.
Peter, what's going on here, man?
Oh, he's talking about
what are we doing in the chat here?
He's talking about the scene where Drummer is rehabilitating herself, I think, when she...
No, I meant the Marco Diego 2024.
The one... that one.
Yeah.
He's just doing what he does best.
We're not voting for Marco.
This is Potter. This will be our guest next week. Prepare yourselves, everyone.
Get prepared. Get ready.
But on the upside, he's got a very thick Irish accent, so maybe you just won't be able to understand him at all. So if that's the case, lucky you. Okay.
Don't be charmed by that accent. It'll
don't let him fool you.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Left Dad's back. How you doing, buddy?
Doing great, man. I'm so envious of your beard.
Yeah, I bet you are. I miss yours. I was envious of yours until just a couple weeks ago.
Dude, man. I just went ahead and oiled my stubble.
Oh.
But John's beard is coming in great.
Yep. I guess you fully embraced it, haven't you, John?
For now, I'm gonna make people weep when it disappears again. Aaron will feel betrayed.
Chicks dig a bee.
Yeah. So,
Scoot over, Robert.
So yeah, I lost the thread again. Where it's that kind of day, y'all. I do like Drummer though. She's a very interesting character. I'm not sure what else I have to say about her, if I'm being honest. So
I kind of want to see her in a fight next season.
I kind of okay.
I mean, I know that it may be a really bad thing, maybe, but not a shootout, but actual like fisticuffs. Just because I don't know, I think she's an awesome fighter, and I hope they showcase that skill.
Yeah.
well, I want her to have, command of a ship like Ashford had. Something like that, like one of those fast marauders that can,
Yep.
get in and out of places and do the.
Do you guys think there will be a? I mean, we're talking about her having Naomi's back and all that stuff, but is there going to be a conflict when they come up against her son?
Ooh.
Because she may think that Naomi is maybe a bit too blind to some things where her son is related, and also the fact that that he was there when they killed Ashford, so she may feel some need for vengeance there. So I actually see the potential for a lot of conflict
on the other side.
Me personally, I've never trusted anybody whose name spelled backwards as I moan.
Oh, shut up. Oh, look. Back again. Hi.
Yes, the tiny human wanted to wave and say hi again. Say hi.
Hi.
Okay,
Your hair is so pretty.
Say thank you.
Thank you, John.
All right, get out of here.
Now, thanks.
It's not King's turn. We're this is not the tiny human segment. Okay. So back to the show.
They're cute.
There was an emoji on the screen over there just now next to you, Nessie.
Tiny human.
I give up. I've totally lost control of things. So
Yeah.
random emojis are just floating through.
I don't know. I don't know what's happening anymore either.
It stopped with I moan.
Okay. Yeah. So where were we, John?
You really want me to input again? I'll try and stay on focus this time.
Okay.
But no, I was just talking about, well, what do you guys think about potential conflict? I mean,
Oh yeah, that's right.
Where Naomi's son is concerned.
I think it's actually. That's such a good question, John, because my knee-jerk response is, oh, Naomi's like whatever Naomi says, Drummer's just going to go along with it, but I think I need to give the writers more credit than that.
Yeah,
because I think you're right. I think Philip is absolutely going to be a blind spot, and a huge one for Naomi. And we saw Philip place a bomb and blow it up in a Martian dome, and then the only reason Ashford failed in his mission is because Philip rolled up behind him.
Yeah.
So you always love your kids, but so that's, I think, I think you're right. I think that's where Naomi's going to be coming from. But,
do we think that's where Camina is going to be I'm not just following orders from Naomi now, that she's going to be, the Ashford to voice of reason and actually seeing things for the way they are, to maybe try to help Naomi course correct the right way to get to her kid without sacrificing hundreds of people that he might be trying to blow up at the time.
Yeah.
And does it come to a place where do we get as full disclosure, I don't know the book, so this is just
Right.
spitballing.
I don't know.
But do we get to a place where Drummer has to kind of choose between stopping Philip, or letting him go for Naomi? But is it a situation where she has to make that tough decision, and and what are the repercussions for that?
I'm not shaking my head at you, John. I'm shaking my head at this guy here with the words on the screen. No, sir. Nope. Holden don't need to be nowhere near that.
But because we're talking about, how great their relationship is, and what's, sort of more cruel from a writing perspective than.
See, where's Aemy at? These two ladies are getting along, doing their space thing, all fine by themselves. And here you go, you got to bring Holden into the picture.
Look, Holden is already in the picture.
He ain't gonna be right there next to him.
Okay.
That's a good question, though. Where is Holden in this potential buddy team up go off to take care of a kid thing?
He's talking with Fred, who's telling him to chill out.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, isn't he having his weird experience going, like portal hopping or something or other?
Well, I know you haven't watched the trailer, AK.
No, I have not.
So
I will be doing so right after we cut off.
Okay, so it doesn't look like the Rossi crew stays together.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's time for a split up again.
I think they all split up and they each go and do their own thing that is called
side quests.
They're all doing side quests to wrap up their backstory stuff. Like, I'm pretty sure Alex goes back to Mars.
Earth just is getting.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. We know what's going to happen here. Okay.
Well, yes.
We're going to get to the end. Okay. Naomi and Drummer will have settled things with Philip. Everything's going to be fine. And then Holden's going to walk in and screw everything up.
Oddly enough, I could see that happening. It's Holden.
It's Holden. What does this button do?
He's going to need to give a big speech.
It's like what's his name on Eureka. What was the nerdy guys? The guy with the no, not the sheriff. The guy with the glasses. I forget what his name was, but basically he's the guy that would always push the button just to see what it would do. And Fargo, that was his name. And the sheriff would ask him, Fargo, why'd you push the button? And Fargo even knew himself well enough to say, I'm Fargo. I always push the button. That's Holden. He has that thing to where what he has to do is always the right course. And I need you to calm that down this season, Holden. But we'll see how it goes.
Look, okay. Y'all don't need to be crapping on Holden. He's better than people are giving him credit for.
Honestly, and I like.
He's got some good qualities.
But
I'm not saying he doesn't, but
it is just funny how it's become like the thing that.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely can make a real Holden out of it.
I feel like his loyalties are going to be tested in the season because we've had like spoilers of that there's going to be this huge disaster on Earth. Where is Holden's family? If I remember, I think they've got a big farm and and on Earth, his parents are there. Earth,
they're living in their commune.
Yeah, their commune. And if bad things are happening Holden's going to go where the bad things are happening. He wants to be right where it's the shittiest. Because only he can fix it.
Because he's the answer to the problem.
He feels personally responsible for things. He feels responsible for his parents' welfare. If there's some way that he can, get them to safety or make sure they're okay or what have you, that's, he may be doing that. He may be like, oh, Abasarala needs some help right now because, it's this enormous disaster. They may just, or it may be, hey, Amos says he's got unfinished business on Earth. Somebody's got to take him there. So, the team splits up, and I could see that happening.
Yeah,
they do it every other season.
But I mean, I'm absolutely with you, and I think everybody's going to have good and interesting stuff to do because there's interesting things happening all over the place now.
Yeah, I mean, Alex's character is going to want to go to Mars because that's where his ex-wife and his kid are, and they just had this huge dome explosion. People are dying, Bad things are happening there.
Yep.
Bobby needs a ride.
Yeah. and like, I don't know. There's just so much to look forward to.
But
you guys said you were going to talk about what was in the trailers and stuff.
Okay, shall we just?
I want to hear it.
Shall we break the seal on that?
Tell me what's in the trailer.
Bust it open.
Okay, so it's not all of it is super clear, and I've seen 2 trailers and a short, like featurette scene that was maybe 20 seconds long called Amos and Chrissy, which was awesome. If you haven't seen it, like there's an Amos line at the end of that scene. It's destined to become a classic, I think.
That would be unusual because usually Amos doesn't say anything memorable.
Yeah. It's right up there with "I'm free right now" or "I am that guy." It's going to be one of those. Although the context is quite different because he's not threatening someone. You know what I mean?
Oh man!
But you'll
come with me if you want to live.
No, he's Anyway, shall I just spoil it because I'm dancing around it? He's meeting with Abasarala. Okay.
Content preview.
John, if you want to unplug your ears, if you want to
it's 20 seconds. I'll be able to bear it.
If anybody wants to like mute or whatever, I'll wave my hands frantically when I'm done. So that was your spoiler warning. Here we go. So Amos is in some low-G setting, and he's meeting with Christian Avasarala. Mm-hmm. And there's a really nice CG shot where you see her pouring the liquor, and it's coming out really slow, which is how you know that
slow G.
And she said something about that he taught her to walk in mag boots, and that it comes in useful, especially in a godforsaken place like this. And I can't remember exactly what he says, but he says something like, "Oh, you're welcome, Chrissy." And she's like, "Don't call me Chrissy. I'm a member of Parliament, not your favorite stripper." And he looks up at her and says, "You could be both." And I'm just like, good God, Amos, I love you.
That is why I freaking love Amos. He is the most nonchalant person about any situation that has. Amos, how are your fingers? Did they actually grow back? Are the nerve endings okay? Do they work? Oh, we about to go find out. I freaking love him. I love him so much.
It feels like straight up hitting on Christian.
I'm watching that clip now, as soon as so now that I already know what's in it, I'm just gonna watch it.
Because I was like, wait, Chrissy,
that sounds great.
Chrissy? You know what? Now it makes, in that context, it totally makes sense because yes, Amos would just call her Chrissy.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it so much.
She's not the Secretary General anymore.
No.
She's just
if anybody can make her calm down a little bit, it's Amos.
You're not wrong, Jess. Amos is a fangirl for Avasarala.
Oh, remember what was she wearing?
What was she wearing?
Yeah.
What was she wearing?
Anyway, just seeing that interaction. So
that's brilliant.
So that's it. Spoiler over for that thing. Everything else is just from the trailer. So what we do see from the trailer is that the Rossi crew is in fact split up. No of the core 4, none of them appear to be together. We see Holden talking to Fred Johnson, probably on Tycho Station. We see Amos on Earth, probably in Baltimore. We've seen, there is a shot of Alex and Bobby together somewhere that I recall.
Mars?
And do what?
Probably Mars or close to
Probably
Mars.
Mars, right. Why wouldn't it be? So it does feel like,
and we did a lot of Marco in the trailer, and I'm just like, just kill this son of a bitch.
Oh, but he's got so, like, it's been a minute since I watched it, but like he's got that Marco charm turned way up.
It's not charm. Everybody says this. I'm like, just slit his throat. I want
He knows the words
to
die, and he speaks them in a cadence that gets to people. It speaks to the belt. You know, he's not in the position that he is for nothing. And I'm not saying I like the dude, I don't. But again, you gotta respect the gangster. It's like Christina on Lovecraft Country. You gotta respect the game. He's got what he needs to have to be in that position. So don't don't backseat him that quickly. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah,
he's got a lot. Right? He's very charismatic. You know, he's got that. Oh God.
Yes, Bernie. A few days, as in Wednesday.
Wednesday.
What's going on?
So yes, we are just a few days away, and it's 3 episodes.
You know what, Bernie? Yes. I'll say it. She bad. I mean, I would hit it at least once.
I have not seen Love.
AK, you should really control yourself.
Why?
Oh
I'm single.
No. That is a joke because never mind. That's an absolute joke, and we all and everybody who's not you got it, AK, right off the bat.
Oh,
sorry, I'll behave myself.
Never.
Yeah, right. No. There you go.
I mean, I've already swacked John with the horny stick one time in this stream, so I mean.
So, John, Nessie, you guys did see the trailer when it dropped, or at least the one that dropped from that New York Comic Con.
Yeah, from Comic Con. Yeah,
which was a couple of months ago.
Right.
What did you think of that one? And have you seen the new one?
Not the one that you're just speaking. I haven't seen any but the first one that they dropped.
Okay.
And that was my first impression. Was it's like we see the gang splits up. You know, they did that in like season 3. So 2 seasons ago, they all split up for reasons. You know, and they were all ideological reasons. Now the gang splits up for old connections, old ties. They've all got something in their past that is got to be taken care of before they can go on to anything else. They're just tying up all their obligations, I guess, is, you know, they're all checking in on old ties.
They got beef.
I think all of them. Yeah, they've all got things they got to handle before they are free to move forward. So it's just one of those seasons. So
yeah, but I only saw that first trailer, and I have to be honest, I haven't watched it much since it came out. I probably watched it 2 or 3 times when it was initially released. But I've very much been approaching this like I don't want to know too much going in, so I gave myself that and have kind of eased off since then. But I was really surprised when I saw that trailer, because the way the last season ended, I really didn't expect to see people going to Earth as it seems Amos will be doing, because it kind of seems like Earth is on the verge of, if not being no more, at least being really effed up. Yeah, so the season is already going to be starting in kind of a different place than what I expected. So we'll see how it goes, but I'm just super psyched, and I'm so glad we're only a couple days away. This is going to be great.
Yeah, so yeah, like the dichotomy from like looking inward, like Earth is at the center right now, this whatever is going on. So like so many people are pointed inward. And yet all the gates have opened and there's so much going on out there in the ring systems that it's like just that dichotomy has always been really good writing on their part.
Yeah.
Can I add a random sidebar that's totally off topic, please?
Of course.
Why not?
Stephen, if you do ever get around to watching Lovecraft Country, please chat about it because I want to be there to see how you liked it.
Okay.
Or if you didn't.
I have no idea when we might get to it, but like it's one of those that's on the list and I'm aware of it. I like Lovecraft in general. I've heard good stuff about Lovecraft Country. I just haven't made it to it yet. And I don't know if you guys heard, but Disney may have like dropped some shows, some information.
I wasn't aware of that.
So Here Be Dragons will probably next year. We might change to Disney Plus presents Here Be Dragons.
Our cup running over.
They got the things.
They
pretty much have all the toys, almost all the toys.
If we went Star Wars, Marvel, Disney movies, like we'd go for a long time.
Dude, Emily Blunt and John Krasinski are in talks for Sue Storm and Mr. Fantastic. I'm sorry. It makes me happy.
Who is? I'm sorry?
John Krasinski and his wife Emily Blunt.
Right. Yeah, I have heard
the
that
like awesomest choices ever.
Awesome. Yeah.
We've got so much good television out there right now.
Yeah, we're still
that's okay because that's why I'm tuned into your channel, Steven. As soon as you start getting the stuff, I'm in the chats, man.
All right.
Yeah, and honestly, like there's a lot of shows that I'd like to do too, but unfortunately it's like it becomes a problem of trying to squeeze in like actually watching this stuff and it's like there's way too much. That's why I've been doing just movies on my channel. It only takes like 2 hours.
Right. Yeah, and I guess my hope is that we will become a little bit more current and topical with things as they come out. We've been doing a lot of backlog stuff, but like we're going to be covering The Expanse while it's on. We're covering The Mandalorian while it's on. We're going to be covering we're for sure doing WandaVision because that show looks so good.
Oh yes.
I think
if you need a guest for that, I will be on it.
Okay. I will
I volunteer as tribute.
We might kick John off to let you on because John is not. I mean, I know.
But I'm actually looking forward to that one, Steve.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I'm excited.
Oh well, I didn't realize you were actually looking forward to that one. So, John, you're back in.
John's really looking forward to the Bad Batch coming up. If we're being honest here.
Yeah. Like the continuation of Clone Wars that I didn't know I was getting. So
yeah, that's good stuff, man. I think I'm most excited for that. I can't remember what it's called, but it's about the rise of the Sith, I think.
Acolyte?
Is that it?
I'm not versed in Star Wars that well.
There's a whole bunch of new shows
High
on.
Republic.
Okay, you know what? It's 15 till.
Yeah, let's
focus on Camina Drummer.
Yeah.
That notwithstanding, let's look at The Expanse. We'll save anything else for the very, very end. And yeah. Anybody got anything?
Like we've talked about the idea of Drummer and Naomi teaming back up, but like I can't be the only one who just wants to see all of these supremely badass, female characters just do like an Avengers style lineup and get together. I want to see them together, but I want to see them teamed up with Bobby, with Avasarala. It's like
the whole squad, man. They need the whole squad to take down, Marcos. Yeah. On the road. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. You got Abasarala calling the shots. You got
but also like Drummer and her going up against each
oh my
other.
God.
Flash
Those two women in the same room.
I don't think Drummer and Bobby have been in the same room.
I don't
Not
think
really.
so. But can
No.
you imagine Abasarala and Drummer in the same room? Like, because
I want to see that. It's in my head now. It has to happen now.
Bobby is, of course, awesome, but like, she's got that like warrior woman thing going in a way that Drummer and Abasarala don't. They are from the halls of power, if you will. And watching those two
from the opposite end,
incredible.
I would lose consciousness, I think, if that happened. Yeah.
Like, and they've got to come together in some capacity before like the end. You can't have all of these amazing.
You would think all the factions, like all the real factions, need to touch in the same room or at least on the same video call, something before this ends. You right over there, Steven?
Yeah, just a cough, smoker.
Maybe Drummer will be the new pilot of the Rocinante. Who knows?
Maybe. Drummer would be a great pilot.
I could see that working.
I sent you for your socks. You end up that.
But yeah, I just.
Is it the elliptic or the ecliptic? Because I think it's the ecliptic, Potter. It could be elliptical too, though. You could be, yeah. But the plane of the ecliptic is a thing too. I digress.
But yeah, I just, we're getting close to the end now, but I just want to say, like, Drummer is just like the epitome of a freaking badass character. I love her so much. It's everything from the way she carries herself to, the makeup. It's the way, she does her eyes and stuff. It's like, I do not want to mess with this woman. And, and she's just, she just radiates, power and confidence, and you scared of her and you also want to follow her, to the ends of the earth. So like, I just want more and more from her. And again, I hope that she's out in the front this season.
I hope so too. She's a fantastic character who came from a fairly obscure origin early in the story and grew season by season by season, so that by the end of season 4 we're like we could follow you with a camera. You don't have to be with one of the Rocinante crew to be in a scene now. The scene can be Drummer's scene, and we would all be here for it. Yeah,
I fully concur with that.
So anything else to say about Drummer? If not, anything else to say about season 5, hopes, dreams, expectations, fears?
I'm looking forward to all of it. My only fear is that they might be a little too extra with some of the writing, meaning, letting some things drag on for longer than they should. And that just always, kills interactions for me. But, I have a positive outlook for the majority of this.
I'd say the only thing that has slightly dampened my, absolute enthusiasm is just knowing that this show is wrapping up with season 6, as we just recently got that news.
Really?
Yeah.
Or is it?
No, that is not set in stone. And okay, so here's my understanding. Well, I've heard this. Okay, so James and the writers have said that the end of season 6 would be a natural stopping point in the story. And as I understand it from the books, there is a huge gap, a time gap between season 6 and 7. So I've heard talk about them waiting a few years to let the characters age up. And also the fact that those 3 books have things in them that are huge in scale, and like they would take a long time to do with the CG and all of that. So it could just be that they're taking a few years to let the characters age up a little bit, to develop the technology to render whatever it is we're going to see in those later seasons, to get some of that pre-production work done. So there was an official release like that season 6 was going to be the end, but everything I've heard from Ty Frank and Daniel Abraham since then has been like, don't believe everything you hear on the internet.
Well, and wasn't there also the implication that they could do the final books as a series of films as well to sort of bump up the scale and the budget and all that stuff.
We'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've got this whole season. We've got another whole season, and like they're not even saying it's canceled. They're saying canceled is an outmoded word to use in this situation. And they said they still have lots of plans for the story and all of that. So we will see what happens. But we've still got 2 whole seasons to look forward to, 5 and 6.
Right? I mean, that's like 2.5 years. So they'll figure something great out for us in the intervening time. So don't ever count the Expanse out.
Right.
Just take it.
Indeed.
So yeah, I'm really looking forward to taking our crew from the Rocinante, splitting them up and letting them go do things, and hopefully by the end of the season coming back together, having resolved issues from their past and moved whatever storyline forward. Like Marco and Naros at the end of last season started throwing big rocks at Earth, and I'm pretty sure that they're going to hit this season.
Yeah. I think this season is going to be a transitional season for everybody, because it's like after season 3, that seemed like a logical stopping point. And then season 4 kind of like opened up a new chapter of the expansion or what have you. And now with season 5, this is kind of the middle child of what we're to expect. So a lot of it will be moving the characters forward into positions where they need to be for the final push through.
Right. So I mean, I'm with you. This feels like a second trilogy.
Yeah.
And like the middle of a second trilogy.
Yeah.
Which is like
the middle child.
The middle child. This season 5 will be the Empire Strikes Back of the Expanse.
Yes, best season ever.
Or the Two Towers.
Or the Two Towers, which is also
my thought was the Two Towers,
which is also the best of that trilogy.
Yeah, okay.
But you don't say the Two Towers of a thing. You say it's the Empire Strikes Back.
Maybe you don't.
Yeah, and by you mean humans, John. Nobody says that except you.
The middlest of children.
We Tolkien fans are many, Stephen.
Yeah, and they say that the Two Towers is the Empire Strikes Back of.
No, they don't.
Who says that?
Nobody does. Okay, so guys, we're at the end. Do like Aemy says, don't forget to go check out Sandrixian's store. She's loving her new mug. I'm loving mine. I'm loving my new T-shirt. I've got masks on the way. Go get your swag. It's good stuff.
15% off.
Is it 15 or 20?
20% off until the 15th, I believe. Yes.
So you got 2 more days to get 20% off.
Go on, get that merch.
Get merch.
He's got lots of different art styles, and you can get them on everything from beach towels to skateboard decks. So
we got skateboard decks? No,
yeah.
See, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Like, yeah, they put it on anything. Go check out, sanrixian.threadless.com. Next week, come back. We'll talk about the first 3 episodes of the season 5 of The Expanse. The week after that, we'll be talking about the last 3 episodes of The Mandalorian. The Mandalorian will be over and done with by then.
So good.
Reverse order.
Can I just say how awesome Rosario's doing playing Ahsoka Tano? I just want to put that out there.
Yeah, she is. I enjoyed her quite a bit. We need more, but that is what it is.
I'm just so excited that Ahsoka has her own show. Like after all these years as an Ahsoka fan, this is just the greatest thing.
Christmas just keeps showing up.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so Alicia, AK, what you got coming up?
Coming up Thursday, 3:00. Hit up Monero's channel. Myself, Nessie, Aemy will be on there. We'll be bathing in the blood of Zeus, letting y'all know what happens when hoeing goes wrong. Okay, if you need to brush up and see what was what, head over to Netflix. Click on the Blood of Zeus. Episodes 5 through 8 is what we're going to be talking about, wrapping up the season. And from there, I personally don't have anything planned, but I'm sure you'll see me around. Think things tend to pop up sporadically for me. So again, it's up to all of my friends because that's usually where I'm at.
Right on. So yeah, check out Monero's channel.
And thank you, Stephen, for having me on. This is, as always, is a pleasure to be here.
You are a joy to have, AK. You're welcome anytime. And we thank you for coming. You always add such a great new, a great other point of view to our.
He makes me sound so cool. I'm really not that cool, y'all.
Nah, you're
but
pretty
thank
cool.
you, Stephen. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I see you downplaying yourself, fishing for compliments. Fine, you're just okay. John, what you got coming up?
Okay, so last night we did a stream on the Two Towers of the Lord of the Rings trilogy called The Two Towers. So go check that out. Next week it'll be The Return of the King. And we'll have Helen, the Clueless Fangirl, Dan from Voice of Geekdom, Carol Brown, Aaron M, and Cliff Broadway from the OneRing.net. So don't miss that.
Right on. And then Muppets Christmas Carol.
Muppet Christmas Carol after that.
Which is going to be awesome. I will be there in the audience cheering along. Nessie, what's coming up over there on Unspun Yarn?
Oh, well, as my good buddy there, AK said, we're both going to be on Monero's stream on Thursday next week, on Wednesday of next week, because Monero is a dear and didn't make me do a back-to-back stream on Wednesday. I'm going to have Dan from Voice of Geekdom come on. We're going to talk about a silly little film called Monty Python, The Holy Grail. That is going to be so much fun, guys. This is just one of my favoriteest movies of all time, and it's just silly and fun, and I love it so much. Place. It is a silly place. Then I've got BTPs coming back on the 30th for transphobia and turfism. Come on, have some fun, some chuckles with myself, Aemy, and our guests, ITM, Ian Thomas Malone, and Lo the Lynx. So come on in. We're going to have a great chat. The chat's always lit. And then after the first of the year, John's coming on for Merlin, and Aaron M is coming on for Morgan Le Fay. Yes, I think that's all the things.
Awesome. So lots of different content of lots of different kinds coming at you guys. Yeah, go check out everybody's channel. Links are down in the description.
Watch Blood of Zeus, y'all. Zeus is a hoe.
Indeed.
Zeus is in fact a hoe.
The biggest of the hoes, I believe.
Yeah. New demigod shows up. Everybody looks at him,
like pretty much. Pretty much every demigod story we have is because of that dude.
Yep.
Yeah. Along came Zeus,
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, I think that's it though, y'all. It was fun. I feel like Drummer is one of those characters that we love, but we don't have as much information about. It's a little bit harder for me to dig into. But
we do need more.
But like I was
really-
going to say, that means we need more stuff. So hopefully, season 5, we get a lot more stuff, and we will we'll be looking Wednesday.
Absolutely. Now I have something to do on Wednesday.
And
I'm really looking forward to her coming into her own in season
Yes.
season 5.
Very much so.
Yeah, she's really going to come into her own.
Yeah, I hope so. But yeah, we'll know more in just a few days, and next week we'll be talking about it. Oh yeah, and Connor will be here.
God help us all.
This guy right here, an Irishman with a Scotsman in his icon. So I don't know how any self-respecting Irishman could have a Scotsman as his avatar, but there you go. Anyway,
that's Connor. That's
that
Connor.
is him. All right, y'all. It is. Thanks for joining us. We love you guys. We'll see you all next week. And until then, you know what it is. Peace and be excellent to each other.